Hello there, good afternoon. Welcome. I'm Wormslayer2146 and today we're doing another one of these little sessions as part of the Tiny Teams Festival, checking out a few games that are on display as part of this. It's all about celebrating games that have been made by teams with 5 or fewer people. So far I've been very impressed by the games we've been checking out. Little team doesn't mean bad game for sure. Had a lot of fun in the previous sessions and we're going to do a similar thing today. The 3 games that we're going to check out today, these are all publicly available demos. Anyone could download and play them. However, it is worth pointing out, as part of the festival, the hosts, Yogscast Games, have provided me access keys to various games, betas and stuff like that. So you should consider this to be, an advert. It is hashtag added all over the place. Just because they did send me something, and that is part of the motivation behind this, and you should all be aware of that it is going on. So there you go. You've been made aware. Hoping to make the stream a little shorter than the previous ones today. Depends on what content is available. If there's tons here, we'll keep playing. I'm just quite tired after a couple of days with the family. So we'll see how it goes. If there's little content, we're not going to stretch it out too much, is all I'm saying. First game we're checking out, These Doomed Isles. Looks interesting. You build stuff, and I always like that, so let's hop in. I have had to turn the music volume down somewhat. The default is too high, and that's generally the first thing I say on every game we check out. So, as ever, all game devs, just, I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but check out your audio balancing in your defaults and don't default to 100% because then people can't turn it up. There you go. There's one moan out of the way. We'll have lots of other moans as we go, but hopefully also have some fun in the process. I did have a test run just to make sure the game worked. Do I want to continue? No. I would like to start again. I would like to start with the tutorial again so that we can all take a look at that. Sounds good. Welcome to These Doomed Isles. The goal is to build up a settlement and answer the prayers of our followers. Okay. Sounds powerful. Do this before you're overwhelmed by invaders or abandoned by your followers, and eventually you'll reign victorious, ascending the pantheon of gods. You lose followers through starvation, or if their happiness is too low, standard village building stuff. If you have no followers or your shrine is destroyed, you lose the game. We can move camera, and I didn't read enough before doing that, but never mind. Shift key makes it go faster. Zoom in, zoom out, kind of, but my mouse was a bit dodgy. You can recenter to the shrine by pressing M or clicking middle mouse. That's handy. I kind of like that shortcut. Very nice. Zoom in and zoom out in little steps using page up, page down, or a bit smoother with mouse wheel, but it goes a bit funny. That's probably my mouse being dodgy. We get cards in order to build a village, card-based village builder. Very on trend, I guess. Card games have been doing everything recently. Okay, cabins, lumberjack, forest. We understand these basic things, I'm sure. Forest will add trees to the island. For faith, is that a cost, perhaps? I don't know if it rewards for faith or we receive for faith for doing it. And then it's giving us the shape of the forest we're going to make, little Tetris block shapes. This number shows the card can be played 4 times before it's removed. Interesting. So cards have like a lifespan. Cool. This icon, it seems to be moving. So when this tutorial is saying this icon, it seems to be moving my mouse to the icon, but I am moving my mouse as well. So that's not very clear. Could do with highlighting it with a light or an arrow or something rather than trusting me to not touch my mouse for 2 seconds. Yeah, the shape will play, and the arrows indicate that you can rotate it if you want. So here, cabin's got 2 blocks and no arrows, so you can't rotate that. Click the forest. If you change your mind, you can right-click to cancel it. Helpful. This time we're going to place it. You can rotate with Q and E or with mouse wheel. Okay, so if I've selected a card, I need to use page up, page down to zoom. No. If you selected a card, you can't zoom. Interesting. Not a big deal. Sure, I'll live. You can flip with F, and so rotate and flip. Sure. I'd rather rotate with R personally, just clockwise every time and then flip, but I'll get used to it. I'm sure we can get used to it. Let's put our trees somewhere then. Let's put them with this tree over here, so I've got some friends. UI has opened up a bit. These are resources you use to play cards and buy more. People. No idea. No idea. Food. Wood. Stone. Metal. Money. That's faith, right? That's faith. So that is a resource you spend to play the card. Oh, but a cabin costs woods, a forest costs faith, so that's more, yeah, like your god game kind of powers to make trees appear from nowhere, whereas a cabin's actually building using... That makes a lot of sense, kind of like that. Balance of resources there. Resources required are there, so lumberjack needs money. Build a lumberjack near the trees so you can start gathering. Can only be played once before being removed. Right, so if it doesn't have a number at the bottom, it comes out of the deck immediately. Okay, so it's like the purpose of having cards instead of just a menu where you build stuff is to give you a finite construction options. I'm always a bit concerned when you've got a trend at the moment, like card-based games, and everyone makes a game with cards just for the sake of having cards, not because it adds to the game. But here, I guess there's a purpose to it, so I shan't complain too much. We can't build on the tree, so we can't cover all the trees. We'll build next to it. 3 to 6 wood per turn. We need some workers to chop down the trees. We have 4 followers. So 4/0. We've got 4 followers, but they're not living anywhere, so we have none available. Understood. Build a cabin. Place it within range of the shrine to gain faith per turn. So we'll get 2 faith per turn if we live near the shrine. Short range on that though, very short. 2 workers available. So what's the /2 mean here? Can you, yeah, you guys can see that in the top left. 4 followers /2, which I assume is housed, and then 2 workers available. So this is always going to be 4 people, how many are housed, and then how many are not currently employed. If I employ 1, it won't be 4/1, it'll be 4/2 still. Okay, yeah, clear enough when you get used to it, I'm sure. To put them to work, click on the worker icon here. And then it comes up with a list of buildings where we can put them to work. There we go, 2 lumberjacks, go for it. A nice little summary of our income as well, I like that. How much, so we're losing 2 happiness a turn, we're losing 4 food, we're gaining 6 wood. Nice. Helpful to see those numbers there. Oh, and they're here as well underneath. Nice, clean UI, telling me everything I might need to know. I like it so far. We gain new followers at the start of a year. How long does a year last? How many turns or sets of cards do I guess we'll get there. Some cards and buildings can also add followers. Still have 2 homeless followers. Homelessness and unemployment can cause unhappiness. That's this, right? This symbol here at 80% at the moment. Low happiness causes people to leave, I remember that. We don't want people leaving. I remember that too. Build the other cabin so that they can have somewhere to live. Sure, we'll put them next to each other. Form a little residential area. When you play a card that can be played multiple times, it goes to discard. Sure, here is discard. Seems good. But the number has gone from 4 to 3, I'm understanding. And then there's cards we draw at some point. There's, yeah, discard, fine. It's a deck game. When the draw pile is empty, it shuffles in, like any card game. You can use faith to redraw. Oh, is that how it works then? I assume over time we just with cycle at hand. Maybe this is a way of doing it. There are more. We'll see. Hello Mondo, welcome in. Nice to see you, hope you're having a good day. You know this one. Yeah, I saw on the main menu, this is just the Next Fest demo made public again, which I feel like they could have just updated it to remove the bit that says Next Fest on the main menu, but that's fine. You know, they've got a demo that was limited availability. It's been made available again now. We'll take a look, why not? Seems interesting. You tried out Hex Guardian yesterday? Yep, we gave that a go before, didn't we? You're amazed how I didn't turn it off after 20 minutes. It's alright. It's fine. It's no worse than any other of the hundreds of tower defense games that exist, I don't think. You know, it's not a maze building one as well, which makes it a bit different to what I usually play. Where are we here? Followers eat food each turn, which is gathered in a number of ways. A forager gains food and wood if there's at least a tree in range, but it destroys the tree each turn. Interesting. So it's going to cut down the amount of lumber we're generating over time, but at least initially gets us something. We'll have to keep sprouting trees for it to work. It can kind of only go there for us to function here. We already had workers available, so they've been automatically deployed, but we could redeploy them if we're not on tutorial, I hope. Tavern will gain us happiness. If happiness is too low, people lose. People leave, which can cause us to lose. Quite expensive to build. 8 stone, 8 wood. 1 happiness for each follower in range. Requires 2 food. In range of houses, right, not their workplaces. Okay, so we'll put it down here, we'll touch everyone. The most important resource is gold. Thought it was followers, but okay. Gold is used to buy new cards. Sure. A panning hut near water will make money. Sure. But we don't have any workers for these new buildings. Right, so if we click here, we can drop them to 1 each and have 1 person in every building, job done. Makes a lot of sense. Your opinion, Hex Guardian needs the most time in the oven of all the games you've seen. Was very buggy and not intuitive. That's interesting. It ran fine for me and made total sense. It was just difficult. It was like the difficulty curve was inverted. Rather than starting easy and becoming more interesting, it started as too much and became too simple over time. I think it's pretty much like the game isn't complicated enough, isn't trying to be complicated enough to keep it in the oven any longer, I don't think. Like, it is what it is. It's not going to get any better. I think. I don't know. I think it's just trying to, not necessarily cash in, but it's trying to be another Rogue Tower, which was hugely successful. And I don't think there's really any appetite for that, so it's just going to be what it's going to be. Resources, the ones we haven't seen yet. Stone and iron. More advanced buildings need them. Be able to harvest and refine those as you progress, but they're not quite that sure yet. Keep the tutorial simple for me. There are turns, okay. Harvest button, yep, you can see it. Goes to the next season, okay. 4 seasons in a year, maybe? Traditional thing. Gain or lose the indicated resources, so we'll lose 2 food, we'll gain 5 wood, we'll gain 4% happiness. Cool. Do you want me to do that? Tutorial? You haven't said click that button. Can I guess I'm going to click it. Sure. Complete opposite view. Interesting. How weird. Once per year, it will be taken to the harvest screen. Right. Okay. So it's not seasonal. At the end of your turn, you click the harvest button, and that is a year finished. And we can buy stuff. Okay. Big land. A crossbow tower. A cabin. And a meteor store. Sounds like fun. Can also add more cards, or cycle the cards. Now I can't afford everything, so... Gold mines and panning huts generate happiness instead of gold. Seems like a bad thing. forest seems like a good thing. Or extra cabin. Let's have 1 cabin and 1 forest. And on we go. Autumn of year 1. Okay. A little confused about the time span. What constitutes a year and a turn and a season. Not that it really matters. Continue playing. Try and connect to a nearby island. Okay. Well, I can just big land my way to an island. Is there an island that's particularly good? Or a direction? Doesn't seem to really matter. What about leaving spots of water in the middle of our island? Because I'm going to hate that. I'm going to want contiguous land everywhere. I might just do this because it's neatest, although it seems least helpful. Maybe we'll just put a big blob of land and we'll connect this island later. Just blob the land for now. I'm curious what happens if I build a cabin, so in range of the shrine and the tavern, but we don't have any available occupants, so we're 4/6. It doesn't magically make people, which is fine. I don't see the point then in spending the wood on making another one just for the sake of it. I could draw new cards, because I have faith. I'm only gaining 4 when I end the turn though, so it seems better to bank it for a more relevant time. I think we just cycle to end turn. It is winter. The foragers have run out of trees to destroy, so I need to give them some more, I suppose. It would be nice to separate them, but I don't suppose you can move a building. No. That's not the nature of the game. That makes most sense to me. So I'd like some trees that the lumberjacks can lumberjack that won't get foraged away, and some trees that the foragers can forage. I haven't really left the space for it. Can you put them... Like if I try and put the tree on the water, yeah, just it won't do it. So that is unhelpful. This little block of land won't fill in the gap, so that's unhelpful. Damn. I don't think I can place any trees where the foragers can go until we fix that ground. Can you overlap the stone? Nope. Okay. Don't think I can help them, but I can let the lumberjacks have a bit more. Let's do that one. No, that's not the space I thought it was. That one? Sure. That'll do for now. Bit of land. If it won't go there, why don't we connect this? You can always flip, which I have to get used to. I can fill that in nicely. When you connect to a new island, you gain random resources and trigger an event. Okay. Earlier in the game you connect, the more likely it is that the event will be helpful, which means the later you connect, the more likely it's not helpful. Okay. Sure. Did a great job connecting that island. Well, thank you very much. How kind of you. Select a reward. Gain the Harvest Festival Relic. Whenever we build a farm, windmill or bakery, we'll get food. Or gain happiness when we build a building. I mean, that seems nice and simple. It will happen more often because it's any building. I dare say food is more useful, as it's currently running negative, but if we're building a farm, windmill or bakery, it's to make food, so we're probably good on... Well, it will become good on food. The 2 food we gain from building it doesn't seem good, as helpful. I'm going to go with happiness. Now we've obtained a relic, we can click our shrine to see all the modifiers currently in play. Okay. So again, at that point it's not a fan of the tutorial taking the cursor from my control. I couldn't move it away. Don't like that. I should be in control. Give me an arrow, give me a circle, tell me what to do. Don't take control away from me. This is cool. We are not cursed. Here's the relics we got. There's no god modifier, whatever one of those is. Cool. To reign victorious needs to do more than just expand. In 2 turns we're going to be attacked. Make sure we're ready. Okay. Still can't do anything useful with the trees. It looks like there's a spot to build. I think that's just the art style. There isn't. Could throw some random trees in the middle of nowhere, but it's probably a waste of our faith, so let's just get through to spring. Little warning pops up. Enemies will be attacking next turn from the northwest. They're going to come straight through our lumberjacks, okay. Shall we make a crossbow tower to fight them? Seems good. Is this, it's blinking at me. Click to go away? Sure, seems good. Maybe some land in this direction would help us create a defense. I'd quite like. I don't know if I've got a card that's going to make the land I want to fix our foragers. Yeah, maybe not. Let's make big land there, and then land there. Create a nice flat space. We've got the money, but and we got the wood. Nice. It's got a. I guess that's the range of attack. That's the lighter circle around it. Circle. So we want to defend. Does it want to be closer? I mean, we know they're coming from this vague direction, but I guess I don't know if they're gonna. I'm gonna go there. Gained happiness from expansionist. Gold is low. Yep, that makes sense. Faith is low. Yeah, it's okay. We'll live. I do, I suppose, need to assign workers. Ah, no, we've gained an extra. We've gained a 5th person for some reason, somehow. But we gained a 5th person. Because it's spring. You gain a person every spring. Cool. So they can be our crossbow defender. Or do we want more? The foragers are currently doing nothing because they've got no trees. So why don't we take our forager and make them a 2nd crossbow person? Seems good. I can afford land or cabin, but I don't need to, so it's summer. Here come the boats. Either build a crossbow tower in range. Oh, that would have been a clever idea. Build it this turn, not the last turn, so I can see where they're landing more precisely. Sure. Or use the meteor power to defend them. I do have 9 faith. Okay. I can click on you for more info. It's a Saxon raider with 2 attack, 1 health and 2 movement. Attacks food sources unless the shrine is closer. Interesting, nice to know. And this guy does the same, Saxon raider. So the moment they're set in their boat, I guess when I end the turn they get off the boat, but if I just meteor storm them then they won't get off the boat. Can't hit them both. One of the back's most likely to go near the tower, so let's meteor storm the front one. There he goes. I accidentally set my ground on fire. Do we want to do anything else? Do we want to... Still can't really get any trees by the foragers. I could have an extra crossbow tower, but this one isn't even full. And it's in a good spot, so... Disembark. Oh, and he moves and attacks a bit. Okay. I don't know what the... It did tell me, didn't it, how much they move. I think it did. But we're, yeah, end of autumn or fall, you get to buy stuff. Still need to get used to that cycle. We can conscript a Javelinier. It'll cost a worker. We'll lose them and happiness if they die. Can pick them back up anytime we want. Confusing stuff here, but I guess interesting. You can see about half of it. It would make like a unit to defend rather than a tower, which is unexpected. Causes bleed, has health, loses happiness every turn that he's out. Dunno. I guess more flexible than the tower, you can move it perhaps. What's this then? It costs 0 gold? Is that a 0? Gain 50 gold immediately, start the next turn, lose all gold. It's an interesting card. You'd have to spend, which I'm not sure we're in a position to really do. Or we could just pick up some extra towers. None of that really interests me. I think I'll spend the 2 to cycle. And then... Don't really need any of this either. A Celestial Axe is the card you can't see. It apparently free if that is a 0. Destroys all trees in range, gaining forward for each tree destroyed. That seems pretty good. Like manual lumberjacking rather than the automated one where they're sat next to a tree. I'll buy it out of interest. So we bought something and then on to autumn. So it's the end of summer into autumn you do the buying. End of winter into spring you get the free follower. The fire is spreading. That's pretty cool. The game does fire spreading. It didn't just go away. Not helpful for us, but you know. We can redraw cards if we want. Don't think we need to. And we could just meteor storm the enemy down. It's interesting. So he moved 2 squares, disembarked, moved forward, attacked for 2 damage. We didn't shoot back. Is that? Do you like? Do we go first? Maybe we shoot, they move, and he couldn't reach the boat. Perhaps. Still, the tower's going to get destroyed if we don't kill him. So hopefully we shoot back if I end the turn. I could meteor storm him too, but the fire's already out of control, and I want to know what the tower does, so I'm not going to do that. All big land. It's good to join islands. You don't need a big square block of land, though I'd love one. Better to join the islands, gain the free resources and the stuff. One of our followers seems to be taking great pleasure in working their subordinates until they're dead. Okay. Not literally dead, I guess, but yeah. Max out wood and stone. That's a lot of resources. Or max out happiness and faith. We're good on faith. Our happiness is already maxed, so the biggest value to us is wood and stone max. There we go. That's a big reward for just plonking down some land. Cool. Anything else to be done? Could put another tower down. Don't see the point. Other than preemptively putting one in the south in case they ever attack there. Good celestial axe. A bunch of trees that we're not actively using. That lot. No point. Our wood reserves are full. Okay. End turn. We shoot first. He dies. Understood. Enemy attacks get stronger and more dangerous as you progress. So it's not... Didn't say as time goes on, it's as you progress. Wonder what the criteria are then. If it's not time, it might be, it's just, you know, semantics. But if it's not time, maybe it's the number of islands you've connected or something like that. Top right. Defeated those enemies were 1/3 of the way to victory. Okay. Have 3 objectives that need to be completed to beta level. Click to see what they are. Defeat 1 wave of enemies. We did that. Complete the tutorial. And survive for 4 more turns. Sure. And we have to do it within... So defeat a wave of enemies within the next 75 turns. Well, we did that pretty easy. Complete the tutorial in 94 turns. Okay. I am blocking... my webcam is blocking the stuff that's appearing on the right side here. I don't think I can go anywhere else. If I go on the left, I'm just going to block the left. If I go on the top, I'm just going to block the resources. Maybe I can go... bear with... Can I go in that gap? Kind of. I don't think that's worth it. That does not seem good. Let me just fix that up. No, that's not right. Okay, no big deal. Worth looking. Never mind. I was thinking of the gap there between the resources and the victory points, but not a good fit. Okay, victory. Normally be able to add a powerful card to your deck every time you complete one of those 3 things, but not in the tutorial. Fine. A time limit on them. I did see that. Yep. When the time limit expires, you gain a curse. Right. On harder levels, the time limit resets, so a single prayer can add multiple curses. So if you don't get the objective done on time... Or is it even if you do get it done, you get it done, but... So we've done this objective, so in 75 turns, are we going to get cursed anyway? Or does that curse not happen if you've completed it? Curious. I've accidentally skipped some of the tutorial because I opened that when I shouldn't have, so oops. The tutorial is now completed, so whatever I skipped, hopefully it isn't important. I guess we'll potentially not in the tutorial when the turns are so big, but in another game with shorter time to curse, we would discover how that actually happens. I generally don't like that approach. If the idea is complete the task by the time limit or you get cursed, if you're struggling with the game, finding it difficult, you get penalised. If you're finding it easy and you're doing really good, you don't get cursed and it's fine. I can understand it's like intended to motivate you, I guess, to try and get it done, and you know, if you're struggling with a game, you just need to practice, lose a few times and learn. Still, it's nicer if you are helped when you're not doing well. No big deal though. I guess all we need to do to actually finish the tutorial is the last objective, the one you can't see. Survive 4 more turns. Doesn't sound difficult, but I guess we'll see what happens. A tree has been felled by the lumberjack. So the lumberjack does destroy trees as well as the... Interesting. Has that opened up a gap? I think it has. Yeah, we can fit some trees in here. The forager can go back online. We're not being attacked, so we don't need any crossbow people. We'll have a forager. Let's have 2 so we get a positive income on food. Would be good. That'll keep us alive. More land. Just want to kind of fill the gaps, really. It might not be what you're supposed to do, but you know how I love a good square. There we go. Build out there. Could play some forests. Extras. I can afford maybe 1 more without worrying. There we go. New year. A person moved into the space in that house. We have celestial axe, some forests, some land. How much can we afford? A forest and chop it down. Forager's already cut down a tree, yeah. Oh well. Dunno, can't see there being anything of value. We're still maxed out on wood. There's no point in trying to do this celestial axe. Other than for the fun of it. There we go. We chopped down a tree, we got some wood. It makes sense. Kind of cool. I like it so far, the game. Everything's making a lot of sense. The UI works. The only thing that's really bothered me, well, the audio volume, as always, but also the tutorial, like taking over control is not fun. But otherwise, it's a nice, neat, tidy little game so far. Can we fit this bit of land anywhere nice? Not really. No. Shame. Up here? Yeah, there we go. That joins an island. Followers have captured enemy scouts. They claim to have abandoned their post and beg to join. Could gain 5 followers or increase happiness to 100. Well, happiness is already at 100, so 5 followers seems good. Unless that's going to cause us to lose all our food because they're hungry. The reward doesn't mention any downside, you know, story-wise or lore-wise it might seem like this would have a downside, but I don't think that is the case. It is just option 1 or option 2. And most sense for us is to gain 5 followers. So that is affecting food, the amount of food being consumed. It should also be affecting happiness, in that they're unhoused, but our happiness income is evidently good enough. I have a cabin available. I can build it outside the shrine range, but don't want to, right? We want that faith, it's a useful resource. Can we put in more tree? I mean, why not? There we go. Into harvest time. A logging camp gives wood. A longbow tower is different to a crossbow tower. Long range, I guess. Windfall again, which, yep. And the one you can't see, alchemy, spend 12 gold, convert all stone into iron. The start of the next turn, remaining iron is turned back to stone. Interesting. These cards are kind of, I don't know. It's not like they're going to be unique or anything, but they've got some ideas here that are different. And keep the game kind of interesting. Convert that over, but then it converts back. Cool. I don't think we need it. We're not really using iron for anything. Might cycle the cards just because we got some money. More cabins might be helpful. They're like a one-off use and we've got people who need houses. Demolish a tile. Get some wood back if it was a building. But then we wouldn't be able to rebuild our foragers because we don't have a forager card anymore. I can buy the other cabin and the big land card. I mean, why not? We've almost won the game anyway. What do we got then? A little bit of land. A little bit of land. Can't build the crossbow tower. I spent too much money. Okay, sorry. A few more trees, why not? Chop a bunch of them down. We're maxed out on wood, who cares? Get a cabin. This one's going to have to fit where it fits. Bit of land. There you go. End the turn. It's winter. We win. Nice. Nice little neat tutorial. What was that? Just over half an hour? Pretty good. Showed us all things, I think. And left some things, some more advanced things, for the real game, apparently. Well, yeah, Ascension levels. It's a card game. There have to be Ascension levels, I guess. Do you want to continue with this run? No. Let's go back to the title screen and let's play... Not tutorial, so let's play Ascension level 1. There's no unhappiness from unemployment. Base rate of 6 food and a base rate of 4 wood, gold and faith. So higher Ascension is harder. Yeah, makes sense. I assume it's just because it's a demo that we have them all available and that you should unlock them. The purpose of Ascension being you finish one to unlock the next. Otherwise these are just difficulty settings, not Ascension levels. But hey, we'll do a nice simple level 1 because I like easy mode. We get to pick what god we are. Interesting. So they have different... There's only one available in the demo. Well, this says available when the other guy's level 3 card has been unlocked. So he might actually be in the demo if you play it long enough, as far as I know. Start of each year, if you do not have a Palisade card in your deck, add a Palisade card to your deck. Sure. In addition to faith, you gain 1% happiness for each follower within range of shrines, so we do want to get those cabins next to the shrine. And enemies bleed when they attack a tile on the island. Thorns. Sure. Starting cards, we've got a Meteor Storm, a Celestial Axe, and a Repair. 4 uses each, okay. These are the enemies we might face. I mean, you can click on them to see what they do when they turn up, but nice, in terms of having a loading screen, useful information, not your general tip 57. Money is good. It's the dawn of a new world. Your followers wait in anticipation to see where you will take them. Will you lead them to glory or to their doom? Probably the latter. Probably. Choose a god power card to add to our starting deck. So do we want Spiky Walls? So deals 8 damage to enemies adjacent or diagonal to palisades or defensive walls. So this god has lots of palisades. If an enemy stands next to it, we could play Spiky Walls to hurt them a lot. Okay. Or Bloody Roots. +1 bleed to all enemies when you place a tree this turn. So you'd need to play this card for 12 faith and play trees on the same turn afterwards to apply the bleed, which isn't immediate damage. God powers cannot be harvested, sure, and they're gone for good, so you get 4 uses and you can't get it back. I think Spiky Walls appeals to me more, though we may not use it at all. Our objectives. Or we need to build 2 wonders in 60 turns. Don't know what a wonder is, but hopefully we can find out in the next 60 turns. Which is a long time. Wonder if that's affected by your Ascension level at all. Or some other difficulty setting. World Builder. Connect islands 3 times in 40 turns. That seems easy, but depends on the land cards we have available, where the islands are, I guess. I assume it's a randomly or semi-randomly generated world. Interesting. And then impervious, which is to defeat 2 waves of enemies without taking damage in 55 turns. So that depends on how many waves attack and, well, whether I can get good at combat before they get here. We'll see. Okay, so try and remember all this. We'll have to work out what wonders are somehow, if we even make it that far. But I mean, yeah, I find that curious. The middle one, like 40 turns, that's 10 years, I guess. Sure. What should we do? We should make some cabins, I think, for our people. It's always a good start. Let's get a couple of cabins in there. Get our faith and happiness because of our god abilities. That's about all we've got. Building land always seems like an idea. We could just join this island. If we do it early, we get better rewards. So as much as I want to fill in the gaps or build around our town centre, I'm tempted to just, yeah, plug onto that island, gain some gold. This is the same as before. Do we want to max out wood and stone? Seems helpful at this point of the game. Or happiness and faith? I mean, our happiness and faith start in okay place, and our faith income from building those houses is good, so max out our stone and wood will let us build stuff, I hope. That seems like enough. I don't know where I want forest yet. We don't have a nice big square plot to put people on. For now, well, let's go to harvest. Let's see what we can buy. Fishing platform, that sounds nice. +1 food for each fish, but depletes the fish. Okay, so we'd need a way of getting fish back to make that worth it. Gold if there's water tile, doesn't destroy the water, so that's a good gold income. Demolish, or more forests is the other one back there. I'm tempted to just get the fishing platform. We need a food income. It seems like fun. The forest card's a good one, but we have some already, I think. A gold income. Let's get both then. Let's get fishing and panning. We've got 29 gold left. I don't want to run down to nothing, but I might cycle once and only cost 2 to see what we get. Another cabin, don't really need it yet, but could plan for the future. It's cheap, let's do it. I don't want to fiddle around with alchemy at the moment. A gold mine, workers provide gold if there's a rock nearby and it destroys the rocks. Nice. Might be a good way of getting rocks out of our way. And celestial axe, I don't think we need yet because we're full on wood. Let's get the gold mine. 17 gold, we'll leave it at that. On we go. What do we got? Bit of land. We could join another island? Yeah, we could. I mean, I would love to like plug the gap in here to build out around this area, but I do still think tactically it makes most sense to connect the islands, unless that is what decides the difficulty of the enemy's attacks. Then it's this is probably the worst thing to do, but I'm doing it anyway. Followers are excited for what the future may bring. Inspire the artisans to get the harvest festival, or inspire the builders to get the expansionist. I went expansionist before, I still think it's the better option, so we'll go with that. Yeah. What more to do? Get some trees into the world, just so they're here. Why not? And in the future we can use Celestial Axe if we need to. Into winter. I've got a lot of faith now, so I should cycle my hand through if we're not getting what I want. A fishing platform, good. So build that on the land, but needs fish in range. I can see the fishies in the water. North of the island, there's a lot close to the coast there, or here. But that's a bit close to the shrine, it might get in the way. Out there, no, that's not close enough to the land. Let's go to the north here then. We can get 3 patches of fishies there. 3 there. It's not great. I mean, there's only 4 though, so yeah, sure. Go there. How are workers doing? Everyone's a fisherman now. They'll give us some food. How about the gold mine? I'd like to clear out these rocks if we can. A bit wasteful. We'll have to build the gold mine, clear out the rocks, and then destroy the gold mine, which is not ideal, but still. We'll see if that's even vaguely viable. There's one miner, they can do that. Till food is full or whatever. Panning hut. It's worth getting now. I mean, we've got the gold income from the mine, so let's leave it for now. Future-proof with a cabin. Let's do that. Let's have an extra cabin near the shrine. Cycle the cards, as I said, because we can. More forest. Why not? Meteors, meteor storms, spiky things, repairs. Don't need any of them yet. Quite a lot of faith still, but I think we'll save it for next turn. Our new year means new person. They've moved into that cabin we made. All well and good. A couple of land cards this time. That's nice. I do want to build out here a little. So let's go there and there. So our town centre has some room to grow. Other than that, I don't think we particularly need anything. I don't feel like we're doing very strong, but we're doing something. Let's cycle cards again. No land came up. I'd like to buy some land cards. Panning hut, forests, just don't need it. Next turn. The fishers have fish to fish. Enemies are approaching, but we don't know where from yet. And we don't have any tower cards, I don't think. I'm scared already. Let's use a bit of land to grow and then a bit to connect. Can we get 2 islands at once? No. No? Doesn't look like it. Not with this bit of land. Is there another island worth connecting to? Could connect there. And wait for a better bit of... it doesn't really matter. I don't think there's any benefit from joining two at the same time. Would have just been funny. Doesn't connect great there. Let's go with there. Ancient ruins. Followers have discovered the buried ruins of some kind of fort. Curiosity leads them to investigate. Should we get the impenetrable relic? Palisades heal fully at the start of each turn. That seems kind of good with this. I haven't seen the Palisade card yet. I don't remember seeing it, but it did say we get a free one all the time. Or max out wooden stone. Well, wooden stone are already maxed out, so let's get that relic, I guess. Sure. We have connected 3 islands. I had already forgotten we're supposed to be doing that. Our reward. Bloody Roots we've already read. I'm not a huge fan. Healing Roots adds maximum health to buildings, units, palisades and walls. Every building that we have in the world when we play the card will get a big... I like that. I like that. Let's have that. We have enough faith to cycle cards again. Bit of land. Should we build out or should we connect? Does it really matter? Let's build out here. I'd like to. Bit of balance. Gonna have more forests here. Kind of getting ready to use that Celestial Axe to chop the whole thing if we ever need wood. Ever. Oh, we're maxed on food. So there's no point in having a bunch of fishers. Let's have a bunch of gold diggers. Don't really have enough faith to cycle again, so on to harvest time. I would love a land card. Oh, a fish card is good though. Because then we can put more fish near where we're fishing and not... Oh, that's good. Yeah, let's get a fish card. Fish. A farm. You add a worker, it makes food. Food is harvested when you end summer. Oh, okay. So it doesn't add food to our reserves, it adds food to the farm, and then at harvest time that moves from the farm, if it's still standing, to our reserves. We're kind of okay on food with our fishers, so I think we'll leave it, but it's interesting to see. It's got a funny shape like the trees do and stuff. It's kind of cool. A longbow tower. I haven't seen one in our deck. I haven't really looked, but I think it's worth getting. And logging camp. Kind of don't need it, because we're kind of good on wood. We can use our workers for other stuff. So let's leave that. Enough money, I'm going to cycle once. A land card in a shape that might be useful. Let's get it. Cabin for the future. A tax collector adds gold but reduces happiness for each follower in range. Could get a lot of money. Could get a lot of money. And the iron yard, the one you can't see, adds 30 iron storage. So not actual income or anything, just storage. Big building too, you can see that. Interesting stuff. I think we'll leave both of them for now. Don't think we need them. Let's move on. Enemies are approaching from north. Okay. Gold mine has destroyed all the rocks in its range. So what do we do with it? I mean, fire everyone. There's no... Just to destroy this, we need a card that says destroy it. So we're waiting for that, I guess, to get it out of the way. And then another gold mine card to build it somewhere else. We've got the panning hut available now. Why don't we build that? Then we can keep having a gold income. I don't think we're ever going to fill this one block of water. I've not seen a land card that's just a single block. So we might as well pan that, because it's never going to move. And everyone's... Well, 2 people are going to work there. Don't need another fisher. We're good on food income. Okay. I don't have a card in my hand to build a tower, so let's cycle and get lucky. Build it on this little bit that sticks out from our island. They're coming from the north, but I don't know where that means. It could be over here, it could be over there, or in the middle. So do we... I can't force this to stay in my hand, so I'd rather get one built. Let's go there and see. Fish. We can afford to make. Don't have to, but might as well. Spawn fish within range of the fishing platform. And land. Yeah, we can afford it. Do we want to... Yeah, I want to flesh that out a bit, and then that fits nicely there. Let's do that. Cabin. Don't need to build it yet, but we can afford it, so there we go. This winter. Enemies attacking next turn from the north. Okay. Adding a follower next turn. Yep, that's good. I could meteor our gold mine. Wouldn't destroy it, but it would do some damage. So that doesn't seem worth doing. We'll leave that. I still haven't seen a palisade, so whatever that god ability was doesn't seem to be working. Not either that's a bug, which I kind of doubt, or it's not unlocked the first time you play or something like that, and I didn't realise. Build the land, I guess. Don't want to block that in. It'd be nice there, but the fishing's in the way. Connect this island and make them land there. Might connect an island though. Seems like something to do. Go for it. Gain some wood. Deep in the caves, a strange device emits a glow that pierces the darkness. Static charge fizzes across the walls, which the device is embedded. Strange relic of a dead civilization. Remove and study will get overcharge. Whenever we play lightning, the next lightning deals double. We don't have lightning, so... Yeah. Break it apart and salvage it. Max out stone and iron, which earns us 9 iron. The relic seems better, but we just don't have lightning cards. I haven't seen any. I'm not necessarily going to focus on them because we get meteors. Let's get the free iron. Whatever. It's a little bit, but it's something. Cool. Might save our faith for next turn in case we need to cycle our hand to get meteors to drop on the enemies that spawn. And just... There we go. Oh, they spawn close. Okay. Fine. So we're going to shoot one of them. Did the workers... Oh, we haven't had spare workers. If I get rid of... They're not fishing, I guess, because there are enemies next to it. So you can become a longbowman instead. Fishing platform has 4 health, so it can survive an attack. Trying to see what we got here. Just 2 Viking raiders, I think. Attack 1 health 2. We're going to shoot for 3 damage, so we won't kill them both. I could just meteor storm both of them before they land. Yes? No? Yes. Okay. That seems like a good way to spend our money. Which means we don't need longbowmen anymore. We're defended. Can all become fishers until I find a new job for you. Let's give you some fish. Now I don't have enough faith to do anything there, that's fine. Don't really need to play healing routes. I want to get some defences up, I guess. Or more buildings. I'm not sure even. Not sure how much help palisades really are when I can't get a nice square bit of land around our home. Oh well. Plus 12 faith as well. That's expensive just for a bit of health. I think we're better off. What else do we need to do? Defeat another wave of enemies without taking damage. So we did one there just by dropping fire on them. Hopefully we get another opportunity to do that. And build 2 wonders, which I still don't know what that means. Okay. Might just drop some trees down with their friends and then a bit of land. Fill in some gaps or what. Doesn't really seem... I mean, building around your town centre, building that out seems worth it, but otherwise, until we have a purpose, I think connecting islands is best. Connect... No, can't connect there. Unless diagonal counts. Doesn't look like it. Can't connect there or there. One in the north? Not with this bit of land. Okay. Over here. Somewhere. There. Okay. Must be something in the water. Sudden surge in souls making their way to Earth. And something darker too. Double our followers and add a Dark Knights card to your deck. But the tooltip we've got here on the left is not for Dark Knights card, it's for Forest Fire. If discarded, replace a random tree on your main island with a burning tile. That sounds scary. Oh, is that... maybe a Dark Knights means like a bad card or something, and that's the one we'll get, Forest Fire, which sounds horrible. But we double our followers. Or do nothing. I mean, in this case, do nothing seems like my preference. Doubling our followers, we don't even have enough cabins to put them in, so... yeah, let's play it safe this time. And go to harvest. Panning hut, axe, granary, more food storage. I mean, most games about building stuff, a granary is a good pick. Keep you alive for longer, put more fish in it, because we have it available. Or a shield knight is the one you can't see, which is like a dude that attacks enemies. I kind of like the idea of, like the idea they're in the game, but not sure I want to micromanage it. I'm going to get granary and cycle. Oh, a single land tile. I'll have it. It's a bit expensive. Don't want to fill that one in with God because they're panning there, but still. And a demolish card. I'd like to have that. And a cabin. And the one you can't see is turn to dust. Destroy rocks in range and gain 2 stone for each. I would like that because it helps me tidy up. The faith cost is a bit high, but lets me control stuff. I've got money, so let's bring out the cards. Farm again. It's still good on fish. Create rocks isn't a bad thing to have. Storage for gold. We haven't maxed out yet, so I can see the value of having more gold by harvest time, but I think it's premature on that front. And more forest. Can't see the point at the moment. Spend some more money though, just a bit more. Another cabin. Here's a lightning card. If we'd taken that relic, I would buy this. Wet enemies take double damage, 3 damage to a single target. Seems good. Better than the meteor. I didn't take the relic, so it's still better than a meteor though, so let's have it. And a smelter is the other card you can't see. You put a worker there to convert stone to iron. With stone and wood to iron, which we don't really need at the moment, so may regret not having that in the future, but for now that's fine. I don't think we need more fish here, they've got plenty to work with. Don't need more forest, we've got plenty to chop down if it ever comes to that. I'll just cycle my hand then. Build the granary. There's no benefit to having that near the shrine, so we can come down here somewhere. Over here, let's do that. So now our food storage is 200 and the fish that we're fishing can actually be put to use rather than wasted, I guess. I can turn to dust in a big area. I just want to clear the ones around our town centre. We don't need the stone, but I want to clear them. And I can then demolish that mine, get some wood back, not a lot, but good. I have the small land. It'll stop that panning from working, so I don't think we'll mess with that yet, but what do we get? 3 uses of this one? Can fill in some of the awkward spots like that one. Happy with that. Don't need to build the cabin, we've got spare space already. On we go to winter. Okay, I could make rocks just to crush them, but we really don't need that. I could lightning nothing. I can make a tiny bit of land somewhere. Can I join an island using one piece? I doubt it. I can join them, but I'm not there yet. No. I can get closer so that another bit of land joins. Maybe there. Might help. Although I'm not sure if might have used those cards too many times already. Yeah, seems like we have. Okay, we really need to buy more land cards next harvest then. Springtime. Fish have been fished. Should be healing roots just for the fun of it. Not really doing much else. Don't really need much else. We do need to work out what a wonder is and how we can build one in the next 49 turns. Let's spend... If we don't have the land cards, and that's what I really want. Let's healing roots, why not? These core buildings now will have more health. Sure. Next turn. Don't need to demolish, don't need a forest, don't need spiky walls, repair, or meteor. Enemies are approaching. Cool. Don't know where from yet, but they're on their way. Nope, nothing here we need. Let's bank some faith into next turn. Okay, another longbow tower. I like that idea. Lumberyard for wood storage. 60 seems like plenty at the moment, so as much as it's probably a good idea because we have the income available, I think we'll leave it. Spend the money on something else. Another cabin. We need to build one, but I think we have one already. That's kind of expensive. Don't need these resource gatherers. The gathering hut. Workers provide stone or wood per turn. Do you need to build that in range of trees and rocks, or do you just build it anywhere? That's interesting. Let's buy it and find out. Colosseum is a wonder. Okay, we found out what wonders are. They're special cards. They're expensive to make, expensive to buy, and they're big. This will add 80 gold storage and double the current amount of gold. Love it. We'll have a Colosseum. Gold buy might help us with gold income. Well, we are panning for something. This is more land. It's only a tiny one, but I want more land. And then the treasury I'm not too fussed with. Obviously the Colosseum will mean money is better, but not too fussed. I think one more round of cycling. What will we find? The planning office doubles gold generated by tax collectors in range. Interesting. Kind of cool. Lots of good options around in the game. Chapel is the one you can't see. Adds faith per turn for each follower in range and adds 8 maximum faith. I like it. We'll grab that and on we go. So we've drawn the Colosseum and we can afford it. Enemies are approaching from the southwest though. So do we want to defeat them before we place our Mega Wonder? Doubt it matters. Southwest, so they're going to land here? Or are they going to land here? Doesn't particularly matter, I guess. Let's build a tower that's got good coverage over a wide area. We'll do that for now, time being. We have, yeah, spare workers all over the place. Don't need to fish, so bring them in here ready already. Even if they're doing nothing, whatever. Gathering huts. So there's no range on it, no radius or whatever around it. I'll build it here. Stone per turn 0. Let's try this out with these guys. This turn. Gathering. 6 stone per turn. What about wood? What if I want wood? Each worker provides 2 stone or wood. Well, our stone is full, so why are they harvesting stone? Dunno. I mean, there's wood nearby and not stone nearby, so I'm guessing the gathering hut doesn't require a nearby resource on the ground. Okay, good to know. The chapel's going to give us a bunch more faith if we can cover the houses, which we can, there. So our cap's now 41 and our income 11. Pretty good. Don't know where we're going to put the Colosseum. This is my only land card, so we're going to need to... We want it near here, which is defensible. Going to have to build the land out one block at a time. Don't want to put it too close to the shrine because it blocks where we could put cabins, but I feel like that might be irrelevant, to be honest. Just put it there. So our gold is now out of 140 and we're getting 10 per turn. This is... Delve card has been given to me. Don't know what that was for. Why? There's no announcement in the top right as to why. Building a wonder gets you a god card, maybe? Select any unlocked card to add to your hand, excluding wonders. Right, so it's like a fetch for very expensive. Okay, fine. We'll save our faith for the turn where the enemies are here. Although we can spend a little this turn. The next turn from the southwest, we can draw. We're going to gain a follower, but we do have space. That's fine. Let's keep adding little bits of land around here, I guess, for whatever that's worth. Cool. Don't think there's anything else to do. Can spend some safely. Gonna earn it back. Fish. Top that back up. Why not? Healing roots. Don't think we need to. Like to keep the lightning in my hand, but I guess that's not going to be an option. That's a shame. We're going to have to spend a lot of faith to cycle back to getting it again next turn when the enemies are here. Which may not go well, but we'll have to just see how that does go. New year. They spawned here. Good. Let's get them workers switched over then to Longbow Tower. It's nice when you mouse over the plus, it takes you to see the building, highlights it and stuff, so you know which tower you're putting the people in. Good. Oh, the chapel needs a worker. Okay, have one of the panning people. Maybe? Have one of the fishers. Yeah, we're still positive on food income. And that will give us more faith from the chapel. So it needed a worker to get the points. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. We're now getting 20 per turn. We have Meteor Storm on hand. So rotate it, flip it, rotate it a few more times. Goodbye, Raiders. Prayer answered. 2 waves defeated without taking any damage. What is our reward? Another spiky walls or another healing roots? Well, these palisades haven't turned up. So of the 2, healing roots is seeming superior at the moment. Okay, so all we need to do now is build another wonder and we will have been victorious. Save up the money to buy it and we'll be good. Although I might spend on Delve. Select an unlocked card to add to your hand. Is that like an additional copy of an unlocked card? Unlocked, I'm guessing, doesn't mean in our deck, just a card we've seen before. Let's find out. Yeah, because we've seen Tax Collector, but we've never owned it, so that would be our works cards we've seen, or could see. Gotta have faith we haven't seen, but I guess we could have. I mean, Meteor Storm might be nice to have. Windmills, nature reserves. I'm after land is what I'm after. Double the positive and negative effect of nature reserves. We haven't even seen one. Trees give happiness unless you cut them down. Interesting. Sandstorm, shields, brutes, javelineers. Interesting stuff. Lots of cards for a demo. Ambush. Filler land. Place 4 single land tiles. That's pretty good. So it's a single, but you get to place it 4 times. I like that. There's no scroll bar on this screen, UI-wise. I'm using my mouse wheel and mine's a bit dodgy, which is annoying. Because I want to go up and check if I went past any land again. Can I click? I can right-click and cancel the whole thing. That's not quite what I was after. There's a land here at the top, which is in that shape. So filler land does 4, then that is better than this. Yeah, a scroll bar would be really nice on this screen. Because it's a long screen. We could get Palisade. Why not? Just because we have things that work well with it. I think that filler land makes a lot of sense. There's no big land. The one we saw in the tutorial with the big chunk of land, that's evidently not unlocked in the full game. There we go, can afford that. So let's fill in a few odd gaps here and there. Very nice. Do we want to demolish anything? Not really. I'd like a different source of gold so we could move the panning hut, but not a big deal. On to summer year 5, very nice. Need a cabin building. Can't get it in range of the chapel and the shrine. Have I done that wrong then? Where's the info? Chapel adds a faith per turn. And the shrine adds 2. So shrine is the preference. I see. When I chose the god, I thought all 3 of those god powers were relevant, but they're not. I was picking. That could be clearer. Even just under it says choose a power next to it. I have chosen the one where they get bleed when they hurt us, which is completely irrelevant to us. So, okay, my bad there. What do we want to play? We're going to cap out on faith, so I should do something, but we're kind of good. We just, want to buy stuff. We need money, though. Really need money this time around. None of these give us money, so let's cycle. Windfall gives us money. If we play it just before the harvest, if we get lucky enough that we draw it just before the harvest, that'll be good. Block of land. Different shape. Interesting, that wasn't in the list of things we could unlock. Something on that screen I may have missed. I would like land, so let's get that. Let's do one more. Do we need cabin? I think we do. 5 is expensive, but we'll go for it. That'll do. Okay, can we... out of the longbows. Panning is full. Extra fishing, extra gathering, I guess. Sure. Small land. I think we should save that. When the panning hut can be replaced, we want this. It's only got 1 use left, so keep that. Use the filler. Somewhere. It'll do for now. Next time we'll use it to join up an island. Gain some rewards. Forest stone. We could do with stone, so why don't I turn to dust some random stone in the world. Like over here we can get 10. That'll help. We're going to cap out on faith, so I might as well look at the cards. Spend up to 5. None of them. Next turn. Winter times. We'll gain a follower. We already have space for them. Perfect. Fish are good around the fishing platform. Now is not the time for the windfall, so we'll save that. The blob of land. I didn't bring anything close enough to connect using the blob, did I? No. So we build closer to, or could fill in some space around here, couldn't I? Yeah, let's put it there. Sure. Don't need a cabin. We are full on faith, so we might as well spend up to 20. There's the land again. Sure. Anything else? Not really. Don't want to spend the 12 on healing roots, do I? Because I could do. Sure, why not? Health on stuff. Let's, new year. 1 new person. We've got no job to give them. I mean, they might as well fish, I guess. There you go. Adds a bit more health. Small land we keep. Those attacks, nothing there. Cycle through. Enemies are approaching. A few turns before they'll get here, though. Filler land, I can use that. Join here. Enemy scouts. Do we want 5 followers? Can't really handle them. There wouldn't be a big downside to it. You know, our happiness is safe. We don't need to max 5 followers, so we've not got any jobs for them to do at the moment. Maybe we would in the future. I'm just going to banish them. We don't need them. I don't want the headache. Filler land. So this is interesting. I was using filler land that lets you place 4 single tiles. I placed 3, connected the land, had that pop up. It's gone back into my hand. So when I play it again, am I going to get the 1 tile I'm supposed to, or am I going to get 4? I could use 1 to connect this island, but I want to know what happens. So I'm going to place 1 like here. I would call that a bug. Interesting. I should have used that last one to connect. My bad. Yeah, if you haven't placed all 4, you get more. So if you place 3 to join the island, you get 3 free bits. And presumably more free bits if you keep connecting islands. I don't know. We'd have to replicate it to confirm, but it seems like a bug. We don't need rocks, we don't need stone. We want windfall next turn, I think. But we've got faith, so let's spend a little cycling through. Small land, no. Block of land. Use that to connect here. Uncovered a cache of iron tools, weapons and keepsakes. Sell it for max gold. That's a lot of gold. Or max iron. Iron's already max, so gaining another 113 gold. Seems good. We don't need the windfall now. Meteor storming. No, we're good. Let's end turn. It is summer. Enemies approaching from the east and west. That's scary. Both directions, and we don't have towers on either. Very scary. Okay. We're maxed on faith, so we want to spend that. And I want as much money as I can going into the harvest. Let's spawn fish. Don't need wood, don't need any of that. Cycle hand. Could healing roots now. If we're getting attacked by a bigger attack, that could be good. And then we'll go up to 46 if we end now. Unless I cycle to... I assume windfall won't let me go over cap, so... I mean, maybe it would. Can we check? Windfall. Gain 50 immediately, then lose all remaining. Doesn't say specifically, so I'm going to assume it won't let you over the cap. So we'll harvest now. We want to cycle to a wonder so we can win the game, basically. Tower might be nice. Might be. For defending. Gain faith, gain wood. A goods factory is the one I'm hiding. Lumberjacks and logging camps in range generate gold instead of wood. That's interesting. I like that kind of interplay. Get things overlapping, make them change their behaviour. This one doubles lumberjacks and logging camps. Can make a lot of money with both of them together. A hailstorm bleeds enemies. Enemies take bleed damage at the end of each turn and decays each turn. Yes, kind of what you'd expect from bleed damage. Nothing there I want. Double the bleed on people. Oh, the Great Tomb. We can't actually build it because you need 40 stone and our cap is 30. Adds faith and doubles current faith. It's still only 10 to buy it and we've got 126, so I say we buy it, but perhaps look for another wonder we can actually construct, or the thing that increases stone storage, a warehouse. There, we've got that. We do need a cabin, I'll buy that just in case. There's a cannery there behind my face. Workers generate food, but negative happiness for each food in range. So you have to put it next to your farm or your fish or your whatever in order to put them in the can. So it's kind of cool. Some fun cards here. It's been well put together. Clever ideas. Trees give happiness, blah blah blah. Reclamation. Oh, you damage your buildings to gain resources from them. Interesting. And then repair them by other means, I guess. Keep cycling. A different wonder or a warehouse is what we're after. Ah, wonders. 2 wonders. Okay, options. Temple of the Cow we also can't build. 150 food storage and double food. Very big. And the one you can't see, the Ancient Fort. Well, that's interesting. It's kind of telling me delve there. I'll read what the fort does in a second. It's giving me a description of what a wonder does. Increases the build cost of future wonders and adds delve to your hand. Right, so you build a wonder, you get a delve. Cool. The ancient fort we can build because it's wooden and iron, and we have those resources just. This adds 3 attack to all units, including towers. Is it tower unit? Don't know. We win when we place it, so I'm not sure we'll ever find out, but let's buy it. Could just buy both. Decreases the odds of drawing the one I want, but then we have options. Don't we need that? I think what we need is to keep going through our money to get the warehouse, if it comes up in a couple of turns. Oh wow, another new ones. 2 new wonders, neither of which we can build, but Standing Stones is another faith wonder, it's the same thing. Interesting. Great Workshop does wood, adds wood, oh no, adds storage for wood, stone and iron, but doubles current wood. Okay. Storage for iron, not what we're after. Storage for food. A quarry makes stone for every rock in range, that makes a lot of sense. Relief, you gain happiness for every enemy killed this turn. Interesting. Tax collector, happiness, warehouse. There we go. We've got what I want. We could go spending more money, but I don't think it matters because we're going to win this run pretty soon. It's almost time we moved on to a new game, so let's try and win before we go. Okay, it's this turn, so I want to cycle until I get the wonder. So there's Great Tomb, which I can't build. Keep going. There's Ancient Fort, which we can build. So if we just put that wherever it fits. We've answered the Ore Prayer, built 2 wonders with 39 turns remaining. Cool. Aren't I professional? Face our doom. There's a boss attack next turn. I thought we'd won. It says at the bottom here, complete all 3 of the above prayers to win. Why is there a boss attack? It should tell you there'll be a boss attack. Maybe that's what was on the screen that I accidentally skipped in the tutorial. Could be my fault. While we're here, why don't we just make the warehouse? We want to delve for some good combat card. I mean, maybe just another tower could be the way to defend this, but I feel like maybe Meteor Storm is... yeah, we'll grab a Meteor Storm. Anything else to do? Could earn a bit of wood just for the sake of it. Why not? And then we'll get attacked by a boss and enemies as well. Lovely. What do we do? I guess we get everyone... no fishing. It's middle of winter anyway. No gathering. Get in both towers just in case someone drifts into range of the other tower. Why not? Cycle my hand to some kind of attack card. Another tower? Sure, another tower. Bring the people from the panning, but I want to keep the chapel in. Maybe that way around. Yeah, I want to keep the chapel in because I want the faith for casting stuff or cycling the hand, which I'm doing a lot. There's a lightning. Is this guy wet? 4 attack, 30 health. Attack power increases each turn. Is this a scripted thing? Again, maybe I skipped the tutorial by accident, but it's a little unclear at the moment. You win, the boss appears, he beats you, you don't have a choice kind of thing. Might zap these people. Attacks food sources unless the shrine is closer. Attacks on food create tiles. Attacks on food creating tiles destroy 3 food when they attack. They're stealing our food. Blight Witch. They're blighting our food, okay. Single target deals single. They have 2 health, so I can meteor one of them away. Goodbye. Put some damage on... I assume this is the boss. Baylor... I don't even know how to say that. Baylor we're going with. Healing Roots wouldn't hurt. I might want to save... It'll make us last longer. Sure. No one in range of them. They're moving a little closer. camera's a bit... That is a bit unsettling, where it jerks along as they move one square at a time, but also wobbles a bit. Don't know. I feel like that could be improved in some way, but, you know. If that's the worst thing I've had to complain about the game so far, I think they're doing pretty good. Let's meteor storm these 3 all at once, because that's the right shape. Enemies defeated. Enemies are attacking next turn from the east and the west. So we're getting attacked again, or did it like delay that attack because this is the boss? Or both of them were the boss? Don't know, unclear, doesn't matter. Gonna drop meteors on this guy anyway. Overkill, because he's only on 1 tile. But still. Is our tower gonna survive another turn? There goes that tower. So the people inside the tower are good though, right? Yeah, they can be reassigned wherever. They're alive. Got land, we've got meteor, might as well do that. I feel like he's going to go in a straight line and therefore be out of range of the... Oh, he's going to go into range of that longbow tower. If he goes in a straight line and doesn't dodge around it. Don't have any defensive walls or palisades, so spiky walls isn't going to do anything, which is a shame. I think we just end that turn. This enemy attack may be bugged. It's continuing to warn me about nothing. I can get a tower. Could go for that. I could go for another meteor storm. We've still got money to burn. Let's get anything military related. Crossbow tower? Sure. In case we get a use for them. Why don't we try out a knight as well? There we go. See what we draw. Nothing helpful. Okay, perfect. Let's cycle our hand. We can lightning him. What did he hit? Doesn't look like he hit anything. Well, nothing is damaged. Interesting. Wasn't really paying attention, I guess. Silly me. What do we do? Do we just drop something on him? Or I think better to build... So the crossbow tower is medium range 2 damage per worker. Whereas the longbow is long range 1 damage. So let's get a short, well, medium range crossbow tower right next to him. Especially for him. Drop our people out of... Keep that going actually. Put them in there. There we go. Could build another one actually right next to him. Do we need to? He's only got 12 health. They're going to do 6. He's going to hurt something and then... You know, 7 damage isn't going to do... Oh, it might destroy the warehouse, but we don't really need that anymore, so... We're good. He destroyed the tower in 1 hit, of course. He would change target. Let's drop a meteor on him then. Let's put as much into the water as we can so we don't start a fire. Victory. Okay, so I think you do have to defeat him to win. So yeah, that could be clearer. That should be clearer. Completing those 3 objectives doesn't mean you've won. You still need to do this part of the picture. Nice. Rank 3101. There you go. I'm best in the world. Shame we couldn't get 2146th place, but never mind. Maybe another time. Score, resources. Interesting stuff, really. You know, we kept it quite basic. Played quite a simple version. Experience earned. New cards unlocked because we leveled up. Foragers. We saw them in the tutorial. Food and wood by destroying trees. A pie shop. Sounds nice. Happiness for every food produced by foragers. Interesting. And heavy rain extinguishes fires, doubles the yield on farms and foragers, and applies wet to enemies. Double the yield of farms and foragers. Interesting. Cool. Oh, and a stone house which fits 5 people. A stone wall, which is a wall. And build it up. You spend stone to convert palisades to stone walls. Interesting. Do we want to carry on playing? Nice that you can, even after you've won. Could have explored whether those curses still happen or not. But we're kind of out of time on this one. I've gone longer than I planned, but you know, within the time frame we've been doing for all the games, which I guess is a sign that it's been a good one. like an hour and a half of playing it without getting completely bored is a good sign. That's an interesting one. A nice amount of polish, keeping itself quite simple, you know, in visually and everything like that. I had a few minor little complaints about bits and pieces, but nothing major there. That is a pretty nice game. Be interesting to see what they're planning on adding. I guess more gods, maybe more cards. You know, card games, there's always more cards to add, and stuff like that. Wonder what the end game even looks like. I don't think I'll ever be good enough to do it. But that's an interesting game. Glad we gave that one a go. Good fun. Let's just pop out to here and say thank you very much for joining me as we took this look at These Doomed Isles demo as part of the Tiny Teams Festival that we're, you know, taking part in at the moment, trying all sorts of stuff out. I quite like that one. I would like to see those little bits, UI elements, polished up and tidied up and everything like that. As I say, default audio settings to be exactly how I like them. And whatever other content they're adding, I'm kind of interested in that. We'll give that one a little follow and see what comes of it. Thank you very much for joining me on this one.